Philosophical question. What is three dimensions? And how these three dimensions connecting to the time. Yeah, time and three dimensions. How they connected. And to answer to this question, necessary to find the answer for the question what we are made from. And we are made from three infinity. First infinity, this is infinity of not existence. This infinity is existing when not existing. And this is infinity, the name of this infinity is zero. This infinity have no limitation. This is infinite, absolute infinity, zero. And this zero is not this line, because this line is existing. Zero, this is space here and space here. Space, this is what is infinity which is not existing. So this is first infinity. And second infinity which we are made from, this is infinity of existence. And this infinity is looking like this. This is infinity of existence. This is infinity of infinite beginning and infinite end. And these two infinity, they creating two blockchain. They creating together two blockchains, and this blockchain creating two times. They are creating two times. And this is time which create distances and time which create copying. So we are constantly in process of copying ourselves. So this car, for example, it existing and instantly it ceased to exist. So this not existing. This space, this is this infinity. Infinity of not existence. Space is infinity of not existence. So car now here not existing in this space, and in one instant it's starting to exist. Everything, the temperature of car, all the parts of the car, everything in one instant. This blockchain programming itself by existence and not existence. And how this existence and not existence programming it by division. By division. For example, we have infinite one, and this infinite one, it have infinite beginning, which is looking like this: 0, 0, 0, 0, infinity, and then somewhere have to be 1. So we have here infinity and 1. This is infinite beginning. And then this infinite beginning have to come through infinite numbers when it's become 1. So we have infinite beginning, and then this 1 will become infinite end. An infinite end looking like this. This would be 1, 9, 9, 9, 9. Infinity. And this infinity will never become 2. never become 2 because this is infinity. It have beginning and this have no end. Here in the infinite beginning we have 0 and never 1. Here we have 0 which is never start, but it have to start somehow. And here we have 1 which never end, but have end somehow. So, and how this is going to happen, this end, it have to happen by division. To stop this infinity and start infinite 2, infinite beginning of the 2, this infinite beginning of the 2 have to be again this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, infinity 1. But this infinity and this infinity, they will never meet because both of them, this have somehow to start, this have 1, but this one have somehow become from 0, and this one have to somehow to end. This have beginning and no end, but this have no beginning and end. So, and this is happen by division. This division, to stop this ending and start the beginning, have to come through 0. So the stop infinite end and start infinite beginning of the 2, these have to pass through 0. And pass through 0, this is division. This is how, because we have 1 and we have 2. Without division by 0 and pass through the 0, 1 not able to exist and 2 not able to exist. And in real life, this looking like this. For example, this paper represent 1. We have 1. And we need pass through 0 that this 1 become 2. And this look in real life is looking like this. We divide by 0. We divide by 0. 1 cease to exist, and instead of 1 become 2. That means 1 was separated by 0 and space was created. This is so we have 1, this one ceased to exist. It was separated by 0 by division. It was divided by space, and space separate, and from 1 become 2. This was infinite. This how infinite and finish. The one finish by division by 0. This one finish. The one cease to exist after division. It ceased to exist and become 2. And this was infinite beginning and 2. This is how this looking like in real life. And this is how cells are divided. This is how the copy made this themselves. When copy of the car sink into the past, it divides itself from the past, from the present. When it sends the copy of itself into present, it divides, it's passing through 0 and then creates space between itself and the copy. Copy separate itself by 0. So this is first blockchain. blockchain of the time which create copying. There were we don't have access to our past and we don't have access to our future. We have to jump from copy to copy. And this jumping from copy to copy looks like this. This is, for example, this is coin, and this coin create in this scan environment from modification. It's create copy of itself, calculate and create copy of itself. And after it sent copy into present, and itself sync into the past. This separation happen, and with existence and not existence, by passing through zero and separate itself from the copy by zero, passing through zero, separate by zero, zero not existence, and this copy the same, it's made copy of itself, sent into the present, and we jumping from copy to copy to copy constantly, and copy sync into the past, copy sync into the past. That's how time which create copies are programming itself. This is blockchain of time which create copy. But blockchain which of the time which create distances, this is different blockchain. This blockchain is built from centers of universe. For example, this car, it's each dot of this car represent center of universe. These 3 dimensions everywhere are centers of universe. This everything, these coins, they are built from centers of universe. Each dot is here of the paper, This is centers of universe. That's how 3 dimensions is built. Yeah, and each center of universe can reprogramming all the universe. In this time which create distances, past, present, and future are existing all together in the present and separate itself by distances. How this? What does mean? Past, present, and future, present in the present. That means that by motion, we're not able to jump into the future. If we just moving, we're not able to jump into the future. This means theory of relativity not working. So what Professor Albert Einstein said? Professor Albert Einstein said that if to fly with the speed of light, if to create motion, then going to happen jump into the future. But jump into the future will not happen because all this motion is happen in process of copying. It's not possible from one copy. The universe opens the copy of itself, and any motion going to happen within this copy. It's not possible from this copy jump into the next copy. With just simple motion, moving like this, it's not able, the motion not able to open next copy of universe. And Professor Albert Einstein say that if to travel and come back, then here will pass lots of time, because here time somehow have to accelerate, and here time would be slow, and these two times have to meet, but this is contradict to the time which create copying. Because if time here is slow and here is fast, then this slow time come into the past, not into the future. It will come into the past because here time is fast, here lots of copies was open, and here only few copies was open, and these few copies, they will come into the past, they will not come into the future. And this, for example, the car moving with the speed of light, it was flying 25 years with speed of light, it come back with the speed of light, it make distance speed of light, and here on the Earth clock was ticking 25 years, and when it's coming back, here 25 years passing, and on car 25 years passing, and jump into the future will not happen because copy universe will not open copies of itself here. This car not able to start to force universe to open copies, because during everywhere where it would be flying in the universe will open for this car exactly the same copies as here. This will not open for this car extra copy that this jumping into the next copy. When it's returned back, here past 25 years, this was flying 25 years, it coming back, here 25 years, and here 25 years. This, if to follow the logic of theory relativity, this car have to be stuck into the past. Here time have to run dramatically quickly. The copies have to open dramatically quickly. Here somehow it have to slow down, and then when it's returned back, here for example would be just 25 years pass, and here 50. Here for example 50 copies was open, here 25 copy was open, and when it's returned back, this will come into the past, not into the future. This will come into the past because universe here open only 25 copies, here open 50 copies, and they will not meet together. To meet here, here have to open 50 copies, and here in car have to open 50 copies. If here would be slow time, it would be always behind. This would be not able to reach this level. But what does mean past, present, and future? Present into the present. How can past, present, and future of time which create distances be present into the present? If to create motion, this create time flow. And this time flow usually happens from the present into the past, because the structure, center of universe, everything what is create distances, this create archiving, this creates secondary microworld, We have two microworlds. One microworld, this is everything what is smaller. The first microworld, this is for example microworld, and microworld have micro time and micro distances, and when we open microworld, inside microworld nanoworld. nanoworld, time become smaller, distances become smaller, and speed become faster. Time starting to flow faster because distance is smaller, and for centers of universe, center of universe becomes smaller. It less time for center of universe to pass the distances. In macro world, distances is bigger and it take longer time to pass the distance, and speed is longer, slower. The speed slower, the distance is longer, and the time become flowing slower. Yeah, and if we continue to sink into the micro world, here going to be pico world, femto world, and all this faster time will accelerate. Time will starting to flow in other world even faster, and here's zepta world, and yocta world, and all this fast time are present into the present. The macro world carry all the micro world addresses in state of teleportation. The time flow is so fast in micro world that the macro world carries them in the state of teleportation. So we have them like this in state of teleportation. This is like this when macro world move, because they themselves, their distances small, and they can move fast, but on small amount of distances. Their energy becomes smaller, time becomes faster, and their energy enough only to move on small distances. But when macro world doing big distances, because for macro world this is okay to move on big distances, their time, their everything in state of teleportation so fast. So this is micro world. And we have secondary micro world. Secondary micro world, this is starting from our address into macro world. And this looking like this. So when car approach, it become bigger, but when car move, it becomes smaller. And this is smaller when car sink into the past. The time which create distances is become smaller, and this creates secondary micro world. This decrease inside, it creates secondary micro world. The time, our address, is infinitely increase, and this create macro world. For example, we have 1 second. This is fast, 21. This is 1 second. We have 1 minute. It's necessary to wait 60 seconds until 1 minute will pass. Next level of macro world, this is 1 day, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, 100 years, 1,000 years, and so on. And all this time is ticking. For example, this arrow ticking fast, and all this time is present in our present. The past, present, and future, because 1 year is present here, the time of 1 year. The time of 1 minute is present here. The time of 1 second is present here. And exactly the same as in micro world, all this micro time is present here in our present.